She is on the phone with 911 right now.
She said I'm rude and he's just threatening me
Look.
right now.
Look at her. She said I just threatened her. What threat did I make towards you?
In this video, we see what has become a new normal. Footage of these women pretending to be at the greatest risk of harm and on the phone with the police department, begging for officers to come save them for the dangerous black man that is undoubtedly a criminal. I mean, he has to be. He's in uniform, his name is on the uniform, and who doesn't commit crimes in their uniform? The irony of the situation is she's actually on the phone with a group of people who are committing murder in uniforms with their names on them, the police departments. At least that's the case as it pertains to police and black men.
This is crazy. I already knew what it was when I first got here though.
Here she is 1 minute later trying to sound distressed so the police can come quicker.
What?
If one is honest and truly attentive, the only question that should be asked then is if this woman is so afraid for her life as she purports on the phone, why is she standing outside instead of going inside of her home? Because whenever I'm concerned or frightened of something, the last thing I'm gonna do is continue to make myself accessible to said thing.
What in the world is this, boy? I ain't gonna lie.
The fake tears and the story that she is concocting to the operator about being so scared that she is shaking is all the ammunition police officers need to rush over and unload all of their ammunition in an effort to do serious harm or even kill a black man. Take a look at this second video where a black man is almost killed for being black, if you think I'm joking.
What's going on? I'm so confused. Like, what are they even talking about? I don't have no weapon, sir.
He's holding a phone!
I have no weapon. No one has a gun except for you.
We are no longer allowed to pretend that this video is the result of a few bad apples, that this is an isolated event. What we just witnessed is the normal course of policing interactions with black men in these United States. I care not about policy when the culture of policing yields this level of trauma-inducing situations. Yes, for those that are going through it, for those of us that are also armed with the loaded gun skin color of black. These officers were not looking for anything other than a trophy. They had already made up their minds that this gentleman was armed with a weapon, even though it is completely dark and they are perched behind their vehicles in a position looking like hunters. And what is implied but not said in this video is the true tragedy, and it's played out right in front of our eyes. One, the bystanders know that if they don't intervene, this is a dead man. And that knowledge is birthed out of the fact of situations like Mike Brown, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Eric Gardner, and yes, Tyree Nichols, and so many others. It is the fact that in 2023, American police officers and their actions have ingrained in this country's citizens that police kill black men and not protect or serve. For this is the only reason that every neighbor outside in this video is screaming at the police officers in an effort to save this man's life from these said officers. And two, the officers definitely were not counting on there to be this many witnesses who not only began filming, but also screaming that this man is unarmed and doing nothing wrong. And this was made obvious by how the officers with their assault weapon, especially the one in the front, began rounding up his posse as the cameras of the bystanders started getting closer to them. And if these officers really believed that this black man had a gun or was armed, then why did they round up and try to load their guns back in the truck so fast, only to drive off without ever interacting with this man? And the response to that is because America, and in America, when you wear a uniform with your name on it and a badge, you can absolutely unequivocally kill black men. And the chances that you are going to be convicted are less than 2%. And that was the chance that these officers were willing to take, but for those bystanders. Listen, y'all, this isn't a game. That woman in the first video who lied about being threatened and so scared should be tried for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. Her weapon, you ask? Whichever police department she called. And to prove her intent, we need only use the reasonable person standard, because any reasonable person living in these United States know that calling the cops on a black man about him threatening your life is a license to get said black man killed. Tonight, police officers did just that. They killed another unarmed black man. He was the same age as me, 43 years old. His name was Alonzo Bagley. His name is Alonzo Bagley. This is Rebel HQ, and I am Mondale Robinson. Have a good evening, but not before you think about it.